We now present to you the cheapest cars you can buy that still look and drive like supercars. Or in other words, you could say they're affordable speedsters. And even though you might not get the insane numbers of a typical supercar, these guys are capable alternatives to those high and mighty top-end variants. So keep watching for a rundown of these pocket-friendly bargains. The Audi TT. We'll start with the Audi TT, complete with four-wheel drive. Picture it as the automotive Swiss Army knife, equipped with Audi's Quattro system, which by default prefers to power the front wheels, but won't hesitate to throw some of it to the back if things get slippery up front. If you're feeling adventurous, there are mods to make it permanently a four-wheel drive mini beast, and yet this switch won't empty your bank account. Back in the day, the TT strutted onto the scene with a choice between a 1.8-liter Turbo 4 and later a 3.2-liter V6 joined the party. Because who doesn't want a V6 crammed into their fun-sized Audi? And get this, you can acquire one for under $6,000 if you got luck on your side. It's the budget-friendly thrill ride that'll make you question why anyone would splurge on anything else. But then again, from America with love, we have the Corvette C4. The Corvette C4 is known to be the unsung hero of the budget battlefield where every dollar spent is a dollar closer to mullet perfection. It's that awkward teenager of Corvettes, too old to be the new kid on the block, but still trying to figure out how to be a classic without the dad genes. During the 1984 to 1996 era, the C4 flaunted a 5.7-liter V8 that could make a Ferrari break a sweat, especially the ZR1 version, cranking out a monstrous 400 horsepower. We even remember a time when you could practically find C4s for the loose change stashed beneath your mom's bed, but those days are as gone as parachute pants. While this unloved gem tiptoes towards collectible status, you're looking at shelling out around $8 to $12,000. It's like buying a piece of American muscle history, but instead of a museum, you get to roar down the street leaving behind tire trails of nostalgia. And speaking of which, we have the Porsche 968. The 968 has got to be the automotive underdog that's often dismissed by Porsche aficionados for committing the unforgivable sin of being water-cooled. Sure, it might not have the spotlight like its 911 sibling, but with 236 horses rumbling out of a naturally aspirated four-cylinder transaxle, the 968 is more than just a quirky set of pop-up headlights. Originally designed as the next-gen 944, the 968 went through so many changes that Porsche just said, you know what? New car, new name. And despite its obscurity, the 968 is a budget-friendly Porsche that dances under the $20,000 mark. It's like finding a unicorn in a sea of horses. Case in point, not everyone knows about it, but those who do get to enjoy the magic without breaking the bank. And our next car may have run out of track, but it's definitely not yet extinct. The Xenos E10. Just look at it ride into the automotive arena with the flair of a rear-wheel drive car. It's simply the enthusiast's dream machine basking in the glory of open-top freedom. Unlike its distant cousin, the Elise, the E10 cranks up the power dial with a 2.3-liter turbocharged EcoBoost four-cylinder. This results in a robust 350 horses in the E10R, because who said speed can't be fun? Now, if you're budget conscious, the more wallet-friendly E10 and E10S trim levels may pack a slightly smaller 2-liter engine, but the Xenos promises 0 to 60 in under 5 seconds. That's faster than the time it takes for your coffee to brew. Even the base model struts around with a top speed of over 130 miles per hour, making it the compact speed demon that could make you think you've stumbled upon a miniature McLaren Elva. But here comes some sad news. The car company closed shop in 2017, but fear not. The E10 can always be found in the used market, towing the line between track beast and street charmer. Again, you're probably more likely to find one in Britain than the US. We've actually spotted one, and it's like finding Bigfoot in a parking lot. If you're considering adopting one of them, be prepared to part with 15 to 20,000 pounds. A small price to pay for the love child of a track demon and a stylish street cruiser. It's like having your cake and eating it too, with a side of turbocharged excitement. Now let's take things a notch higher with this next one. The BMW Z4. We're now in the realm of the BMW Z4. No offense to the other cars on our list, this six-cylinder wonder might just be the supercar remedy you never knew you needed. Pumping out over 200 horses, this two-door charmer strutted its stuff from 2003 to 2008, which was the golden era of unleashing the beast within. At the time, the Z4 was built to be the Porsche Boxster's cool cousin, and despite its quirky styling, it flew off the shelves. Personally, we think it's a design masterpiece, a gem lost in the sea of modern Beamers that try a bit too hard to be futuristic. So, it's a front-engine rear-wheel drive with the option of a 5 or 6-speed manual transmission. But here's the best part. You can snag one for a mere $6 or $7 grand, a steal when you consider that the more current Z8 is busy sipping champagne in the 6 or 7 figures club. It's like getting a taste of luxury and performance without having to mortgage your house. So, if you're ready to trade pedestrian for pizzazz, the Z4 is here to give your supercar cravings a stylish twist. And certainly there's more of that exclusive stuff. Behold! The Lotus Elise. It's the most expensive ride on our list, relatively speaking. And get this, it's like the luxury sports car version of a high-maintenance cat, demanding attention, but totally worth it. Now, I know what you're thinking. Why on earth would anyone pick this over the others? Well, my friend, because the Lotus Elise is the Beyoncé of affordable dream garages. From 2001 to 2010, it came with spicy drivetrain options. So if you're feeling extra fancy, you could go for the top spec version with a 1.8-liter supercharged 4-cylinder from Toyota. It revs up to 8,000 RPM, making over 220 horsepower. It's not quite a rocket ship, but more like a refined ballet dancer on the asphalt. Sure, it may not boast the adrenaline-fueled power you'd find in a modern Lotus. However, there's a good reason it's the chosen one that spawned legends like the Tesla Roadster and the Hennessy Venom. With its 6-speed manual transmission, a more straightforward interior than your grandma's living room, and a curb weight of 2,000 pounds, driving the Elise is as smooth as it gets. Car and Driver magazine even crowned it as one of the best driving cars on the planet. Once upon a time, you could snag this gem for a mere 25 grand. But now, it's achieved legendary collector car status at around the 35 grand mark. Still cheaper than the average new car, you figure, but not to be confused with the Lotus 7. Originally Colin Chapman's brainchild in the form of a DIY kit car that was small, aluminium paneled, and about as aerodynamic as a brick with wheels. Imagine it struggling to hit high speeds, battling the wind with those wheel covers that probably wish they were back on a grocery cart. Fast forward to today and you've got a smorgasbord of Lotus 7 replicas from various brands. It's practically the soapbox derby for grown-ups. The Caterham 7 version takes the spotlight, boasting a top-spec racer with a 2-liter supercharged Ford Duratec, while flexing its 310 horsepower muscles. You can either channel your inner mechanic and assemble it yourself, or take the lazy road and pay extra for a turnkey model, because who has time for wrenches? Now, the Caterham might dent your wallet with a 30 to 40 grand price tag, but do not despair, my frugal friend, for there are so many Lotus 7 alternatives. Ever heard of the low-cost movement? It's not a brand. It's more like a secret society of DIY enthusiasts who aim to build Lotus 7 replicas on a budget tighter than a pair of skinny jeans. We're talking as little as 250 quid. Sure, the actual cost will vary from project to project, but the goal is clear: be as inventive as humanly possible. Raid the motorcycle parts bin, scour junkyards like a pirate seeking treasure, and voila! You've got yourself an affordable masterpiece on wheels. It's the Lotus 7 solution for the budget-minded, where the only limit is creativity and maybe your credit card balance. So who needs a supercar when you can have a super bargain? And so folks, that's a wrap. If you loved our video, please hit the subscribe button for more videos just like this. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.